Hello all you geometry dashers with an obsessive compulsive disorder. Welcome back to our video. It's Ant Gamer, and today we're going to be looking at some of RobTop's mistakes that he's made in levels. Let's get straight to it. Okay, so immediately we're going to go straight to base after base because everybody knows this mistake. Now, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's one RobTop mistake. Basically, we're going to be going through RobTop levels, and we're going to be finding RobTop's biggest mistakes. So the first one is that one missing spike, but everybody knows about that, so let's find some more lesser known things. Now here's another RobTop mistake. If I pause the player like that, as you can see, there's a spike decoration sticking right through the platform. But we're going to find some more less obvious ones. Not many people know about this one, but if you go for like coin route in this level, as you see, maybe you missed it, the portal is actually upside down right there. And then same thing with this portal right here. That's also flipped upside down. So let me show you again. Upside down and upside down. Alright, here's another RobTop mistake. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe you missed it. But if you look in the top left very closely, there is a block missing. It's very, very subtle, but it is there and it's missing. So that's base after base done, and there were 4 mistakes in it. So let's go through all the rest of the RobTop levels and see if we can find even smaller mistakes that you guys have never heard of. So the next mistake that I'm aware of is in Stereo Madness. Now this one is so small, you probably never even notice about it. I might just be the first person to actually notice it. Right there. As you can see, the decoration blocks are overlapping. Now, you guys are probably like, okay, this is not a mistake. But I'm going to consider this a mistake because every other spike decoration block level, none of them are overlapping. This is the only one that is. Anyway, moving on to Polargeist. So Polargeist's biggest mistake is this coin right here. So RobTop's biggest mistake in Polargeist is the third coin. Okay, I'm just kidding. Anyway, on to the next level. Moving on to X-Step. Okay, so here's a mistake that you guys probably never even heard of in X-Step before. Right here. Look down very closely. So RobTop lowered the spikes for some strange reason. I've got no idea why. Anyway, on to the next mistake. Moving on to Clutterfunk. Here is a mistake with Clutterfunk. As you can see, there are no decoration saws underneath these blocks right here. But underneath these two, there are. Okay, so now we're on the theory of everything. The toe level. Now, in theory of everything, RobTop's biggest mistake was letting this be possible. Yeah, secret way. And it goes straight to the end, too. On to Electroman Adventures. Okay. So, RobTop's biggest mistake in Electroman Adventures, now, I don't know if you saw it or not, is right here. As you can see, that corner piece is not shifted in the right spot all the way completely. Moving on to Electrodynamics. Okay, so the next RobTop mistake is actually super duper funny. Did you see it? Let's go back. So, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's really hard to see, but there is an invisible block inside of the saw blade right there on the screen. And I have no idea how RobTop accidentally placed that there, but it is super duper funny. But also, there is not just one mistake on screen, there is a second mistake. Look down towards the bottom. For some strange reason, RobTop pushed the spikes downward. And there's blocks on top of them that don't even line up properly. RobTop, what is going on? There are 2 mistakes in the same still frame. Anyway, moving on. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. I don't know if you can see it or not. Definitely not obvious whatsoever. I have no idea how I missed it at all. But yeah, RobTop forgot to put an entire spike there. Come on, RobTop. You're really slacking here. Now we're gonna actually move on to blast processing. Okay, so we all know the blast processing ship, right? Well, what if I told you there's actually a mistake in this part? Did you see it? Look at the top of the screen. There are 2 misplaced spike killing devices.
I found the source of the ticking! It's a pipe bomb! Yeah!
Wait, sorry, there's actually 3. I didn't even see it. It's inside the purple area. Moving on to Theory of Everything 2. So the first mistake in Toe 2 is this. Did you see it? I bet you didn't. Let me show you. Do you see anything wrong with the decoration blocks and the 3D lines on the top there? The decoration blocks are actually misplaced. Moving on. Okay, so the next mistake is very hard to see, and you missed it again. Let me show you where it is. Alright, now I think you can see it. It's that little piece of the spike that goes inside to the portal to the next part. And it's also on the top as well, as you can see. Okay, so this mistake is super duper silly, and you missed it again. That blue orb I just hit is off-centered. How infuriating is that now that you know that exists? Good luck sleeping tonight. Not only is that blue orb off-center, but look at the yellow orb right here in the middle of the X. It is also off-center. Now, have fun going to sleep. Moving on to Geodominator. Now, this is where it starts to get hard finding the little tiny mistakes. And so here's a good point for me to tell you guys that if I miss anything that you guys know of, please comment it down below and tell me which level it belongs to. Okay, anyway, back to the video. Okay, so the next mistake's on that part, and you missed it again, so let me show you where it is. Oh, wow, look how close I am to the spikes. Anyway, point your attention to the top of the screen, please. Do you see those black spikes in the top? They're off-center. If RobTop moved it down one little pixel, it would have lined up. Anyway, moving on. Okay, now we're on a deadlocked. Okay, so Deadlocked has so many mistakes at the very last cube. Did you see them? Well, let me show you really quickly. Throughout the entire part, all the spikes are just like not lined up properly. It's not even that hard to see them. Like, you can obviously see that they're off center. On to the final level. Finger Dash. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. Anyway. Okay, so this mistake is actually so hard to see. Right there. As you can see, the blocks are not fully complete, and the 3D, though, lines up. Also, right here, you can see that the 3D is not lined up again. But I suppose that's not RobTop's fault. But yes, it is, because he got it to work on the bottom, so I don't know how he was not able to do it on the top. Well, Finger Dash only had that one little tiny mistake in it. Almost a perfect level. Now, I know that I did not go through every single level, and that's because I actually did go through every level, but some of them did not have any mistakes in them. But prove me wrong, and comment down below if I missed any mistakes that you know of. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a great rest of your day. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed, and goodbye!